My primary research focus is on metastasis. And the reason is because metastasis represents the cause of death in the vast majority of cancer patients. We've made significant improvements in increasing survival if the tumor is localized, or if we catch it early, so we can do surgery and then subsequent chemotherapy. But we've made very little progress in treating patients with metastatic disease over the last 50 years. So my primary research question is, which factors determine whether or not a metastatic tumor cell will live or die once it reaches a distant metastatic site? To that point, I would like to identify the mechanisms that underlie metastatic colonization, and then figure out which of those mechanisms represents an actionable target that we can then develop therapies for, so that we can treat metastasis or prevent it. Specifically, right now I'm focused on identifying the interactions between breast cancer tumor cells and the native host cells of the metastatic organ, such as hepatocytes in the liver or osteoblasts within the bone. And then looking at how this interaction determines whether or not these tumor cells will survive. From my Keystone Symposia experience this year, I hope to gain some much needed mentorship and the diverse viewpoints of other scientists from outside of my institution. Specifically, I believe that this Keystone Symposia Fellows experience will help address a fundamental problem in scientific training, which is the lack of adequate mentorship. So after earning a PhD, there's no set time or course to achieve academic faculty or an industry spot. And during this time, scientists are often so completely isolated and focused on their research that they neglect all the other things that are necessary to achieve an academic faculty spot or succeed as a scientist. The underlying philosophy during this time of research is that if you're talented enough and that if you work hard enough during your postdoctoral training or junior faculty spot, then you're going to make it in science. However, without adequate mentorship, even top-tier scientific minds will fail to thrive. Often, the mentors were trained in a different era with a vastly different cultural and funding climate, and through no fault of their own, have no guidance to give their mentees. This is especially true when there's a large socioeconomic, racial, cultural gap between the mentor and the mentee, which impairs communication. I hope to harness the wisdom of an outside mentor and the diverse viewpoints of the other Keystone Fellows to help push my academic career forward and make some lifelong friends and collaborators along the way. In 5 years from now, I hope to have my own established lab that's doing impactful research on cancer with my own set of mentees. I hope to have identified at least one actionable mechanism to treat metastatic cancer patients. I would like to have helped establish a rapid autopsy program at my current institution to provide patient metastatic samples for other researchers who are doing metastasis work. And of course, I'd like to find some funding so that I can do all these things. Thanks for watching.